The Roman Catholic Church in this country is being confronted with a serious and embarrassing problem: sins of the fathers. Roman Catholic priests who sexually molest children. It's not widespread, but it does exist, and it has devastated the children and the families involved. NBC's Steve Delaney reports tonight on this problem and how the church is dealing with it.
Father Thomas Bender of the Diocese of Allentown, Pennsylvania, faces criminal charges for sexually molesting an altar boy. Jeffrey Savitsky's parents say it began when he was 9 years old. He is now 18, under care for a drug problem and for confusion about his sexual identity. In the past 3 years, more than 130 similar cases have come to light in 22 states across the country. At least a dozen priests are imprisoned after conviction for pedophilia, the sexual abuse of children. And the losses from lawsuits may cost the church $1 billion within 5 years. In the most notorious case, Father Gilbert Gauthier is serving 20 years for molesting 11 altar boys.
It's over. It's over.
So far, the families of 2 of those victims have received more than $1 million each in civil damages, in part because church authorities who knew of the abuse did nothing to keep the molester away from children. That case led to dozens of lawsuits against the church, including one by Jeffrey Savitsky's mother in Pennsylvania.
The diocese found out in August of 1984, and we didn't find out until March of 1985.
Her lawsuit charges that Bishop Thomas Welsh, here with Jeffrey on the right, ordered the boy to tell no one of his relationship with Father Bender.
And he told us that when Father died, he would have to answer to God, and that was all he had to say on the subject.
The church is paying for Jeffrey's treatment, but the family believes that is not compensation enough for the shattering of his life and of their faith. Beyond the immeasurable damage to the lives involved and the millions the church will spend trying to compensate for that damage, there's another cost.
It's difficult to preach the sanctity of marriage and family when at the same time the appearance might be given of condoning highly illicit sexual activity within our own ranks.
Fewer than 1/3 of 1% of American priests are known child abusers, but that behavior is an especially vile breach of trust. 2 weeks ago, the U.S. Catholic Conference sent local bishops a letter urging new guidelines on child abuse prevention. But a uniform policy has been slow to develop. The bishops have never put the issue on their formal conference agenda. But for 2 years, they've had a confidential blueprint on priestly pedophilia and how to deal with it. Father Doyle co-authored that report. He says some bishops are using it, but too many have ignored its central warning. There are statutes which require that instances of child abuse be reported to the civil authorities. Failure to do so can result in civil and/or criminal penalties. Father Bender is free on bond. His superior, Bishop Welsh, has not been charged. No bishop has ever faced criminal charges in one of these cases, but it is possible. Even without such a dramatic event, the church is slowly coming to terms with a problem that is draining its treasury, eroding its moral authority, and placing at risk those the church honors on occasions like this, the altar boys whose duties make them the most likely victims. Steve Delaney, NBC News, Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Republican presidential candidate Pat Robertson caused a new stir today.